think there we go. And we are live. Phew. Man, what a day, what a day, what a day. Got my special guest and my special co-host sitting backstage. I just want to come in and say hello to everybody that's up in here. What's going on, everybody? Let me get an audio check. Audio check 1 2 1 2 3. What's going on, Humberto? First from Puerto Rico. He's probably the first in my live stream since like last Thursday when I put it up. Clifford, the big red dog. What's going on? Hope you're enjoying them brushes. Functional Doctor. How you doing, buddy? Barbara, thank you for the graphene. I just got that shipment in. Appreciate it. Thanks for the graphene. Cash the cool dad. Scrolling around Louisiana with all them beads. Woo-wee. Ryan, what's going on? I know you couldn't miss this one. Big fan of Matt. That's good. Al Daly, how you doing? Drayton detailing all the way from the UK, staying up. It's like 1 a.m. for him over there. He said he had to stay up to watch this. I knew he couldn't resist. Shine Your Light detailing. Look at this. Hey, look at this. Shine Your Light. Dude, look at that. Shine Your Light. If you haven't gotten any of your Shine Your Light yet, you got to get yourself some of that. Some good stuff. Smells good, too. Whew. Keith, what's going on, Keith? How you doing? Brian Cow, 77, what's going on? I see you got a nice box in the mail today. Nice box. What's everybody up to tonight? Jesus, Manuel, Charlotte, North Carolina in the house. Neil White, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? Daryl, made it in? What's going on? It's going to be a good night tonight, I hope. At least I hope. Should be good. Well, this is what I want to do since I don't want to waste people's time too much. What I really want to do is bring my co-host in because he likes to hype people up a little bit. Oh, eating pizza, Clifford. I just had me like too many tacos. Probably like six of them, and some nachos. I want to bring my co-host in, my taco favorite, my guy, the one and only Papa Smurf.
Firepower. What is going on, everybody? What's going on? How's everybody doing? I can't see. Let me.
Paul Dalton in the house. What's up, buddy? Are you at work, Paul? Watching from the train?
Now I can see the comments. Everybody, Cash the Cool Dad, HM, Daryl, Keith, Neil, Chris Murphy, Al Daly, Drayton, all the family.
How you doing?
What is going on? Functional Doc, all the people flooding in. How you guys doing on this beautiful Saturday?
The house? Oh, man.
Paul Dalton. How you doing, Paul? Hope everything's going good with you, my friend.
Paul wants to do a live stream, but he wants to get Phil with us on that. So I thought we'll plan that like in May or June or something. We'll try to get a Phil Paul stream.
A Phil Paul. We can get a Phil Paul.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What are you drinking on? I'm sitting on my chair. My spinner.
Big Steve. How you doing, my friend?
Mac? What's up, Corey Mac?
Corey, what is happening? Paul, I literally just got home from a very, very long work day. I mean,
grease up in here.
No, I literally do. I'm pretty sure I got transmission fluid in my beard, and I'm pretty sure it's down the front of my shirt and coolant. I took a coolant shower today. It wasn't fun, guys. It was not fun.
Oh, man. Bobby D, what's going on? Jerry Martin, how you doing?
Bobby D used the Meg's waterless wash and wax for the first time. It worked well. That's awesome, man.
That is cool. I used this today for the first time. It was actually pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Tim with Shine Your Light. I know you wanted to send that to me, man. My apologies for not getting back to you. I have been absolutely flooded with messages, emails, comments, and I've been absolutely crazy at the shop these past couple weeks, and then with detailing and trying to edit and get videos out, man, I have literally no free time. I took a 40-minute nap the other day, guys. I took a nap, and that is the third nap I've had in the 5 years I've owned this house, going on 6 years.
That's a sign you're getting old. Naps are always good.
Amit Sella, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Good night, guys. 3 a.m. here in Israel. Couldn't miss this one. We appreciate you tuning in, my friend.
Hey,
all the way from Israel.
Because we're about to bring in the man here in a few minutes.
Yeah. You guys know this man needs no introduction. Trust me. If you have not seen any videos from Obsessed Garage, you must be not from this planet. I can already assume that because, it is such. You just get stuck watching it.
Yeah.
You're just like, okay. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. What's next? Oh, yeah. Ooh.
He'll be sitting there talking the whole time, washing his car, and I'm like, huh, I can click with this dude. Exactly what he's.
Oh man. It's almost like you're just like he's talking to you, and you're just like, oh well, oh crap, I forgot he can't hear me.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna bring him in here in about a minute or two. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, definitely.
The OG leader in the house. Yes, the OG leader is gonna be in the house.
Neil White, yeah. Matt Moreman does not need an introduction.
Nope.
And I just honestly, I appreciate just how straightforward he is, man.
Yeah.
It's there's no sugarcoating. He's just a straightforward guy, and
yeah.
You can't nowadays. You just don't see people that are like that, and it's appreciated for sure.
I'm excited. I don't even want to wait.
Bring him on in.
All right, hey, the man that doesn't need no introduction, Mr. Matt Moreman.
I'm so sad I don't have like a great backdrop like you guys do.
There you go.
I'm all doing a live stream here, Kate. What do you want?
Kate?
Just
Kate, come here.
Just lay right here.
Hi,
she says there's some kind of noise going on in her room.
Uh-oh.
She's supposed to be in bed. Gee whiz, man. Sorry about that.
I thought she was coming in to kick you out to the closet, man. She said, you're in my space.
Yeah, her room is right behind here, and she's bothered me. Anyway. So yeah, I'm here. Not some fancy studio like you guys have. I'm in this crappy second bedroom that I got.
Hey, we just moved, so it's cool.
Does it count as babysitting if it's your own kids? Because
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, Erica saying, let me see if I can do this here. Wait, there we go. Kate is a good backdrop.
Yeah, she's I'm guaranteed she'll be back in here in 2 minutes. So we'll get her on here so you guys can ask her questions afterward.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure she's the CEO, right?
Yeah. I think it's interesting, you guys. When I first started making videos, I had a real tough time with pros like you guys, like real detailers. Had a real, I don't know what it was, but the first year I went to SEMA and I got a lot of stink eyes and lots of negative comments along the way about from pros. I think the world has changed quite a bit since I started making videos, and that people realize that the guys that are enthusiasts aren't. We're not here to steal anything. We're all in this together, and the rising tide raises all ships.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's been cool to be a part of and see, this sort of change in how the industry has accepted guys like me into it. Some still haven't, but in general have accepted enthusiasts that are making content, and not we're not here to steal it.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, man. It's such a huge community. And if you can make your way around the keyboard warriors and all the hard heads and stuff like that, it is a fantastic community. And I'm proud to be part of it, and I think it's evolving so quickly. And there's so many good products out there that everybody always thinks it's a rivalry between products. And if you're not using this product, then you can't be good. You know, it's just like this industry it's evolving so quickly. There's so many good products.
Yeah.
You know, let everybody do whatever they got to do. We're all a community. We're all here to share, like you said, and lift each other up, not, you know, bash each other.
Yeah, so I've seen a significant change in you know, in how it, you know, how, you know, just in there was I feel like early on in detailing there was such a, before, you know, social media was really prevalent, there was such a competitive, like everybody had their territory, and so when I showed up, you know, guys like Larry Casilla, and, you know, and then I started making videos, and now there's, you know, lots and lots of people making videos on detailing. You know, in the beginning it was so territorial, but I feel like the world has shrunk a bit in the last few years, with guys realizing that, you know, you can learn things from other people, and there's no reason to be so territorial and competitive. We can all, you know, contribute, and there's a place for the manufacturers, there's a place for the influencers, you know, there's a place for the guys, you know, paint correcting, there's a place for guys washing cars and everything in between, and that's what's cool about it.
So, absolutely, a lot of different genres, you know, and then like I watch all different genres. I mean, I watch, like you said, you got the paint corrections, you got the cinematic guys that have the awesome videos to watch, and then you got the product reviewers, and then the influencers, and then I'm a fan of all. You know, I don't say this person's better than this one because they do this and this person doesn't do that. You know what I mean? It's cool. It really is. It's a cool community.
Well, for you guys, it gets you out of your cave, you know, where you're not just stuck doing it all on your own. That, like, I feel like it gives you an opportunity, gives us all an opportunity to see what other people are interested in. And yeah, Corvette, get out of here. But and I threw my train of thought off there. All you got to do is mention Corvette, and I'm out.
How's the Tesla?
You know, I really like it. They clearly have improved the paint process, you know, the painting process. My wife has pretty much stolen it from me, you know, so, but we'll see. We keep like pulling out of parking lots, and she's like going straight. I'm like, no, you have to prepare. This thing's going to be low. It's going to have a front lip. It's going to have wheels. You're going to have to, you know, learn how to drive. She's been driving a Raptor around forever, and the Raptor you just drove.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the Tesla's surprising. You know, I'm not excited to like get in it and go. Like I'm excited to get in my GT4 or my M3. Like I'm excited to grab the keys for those cars. But it is cool. It's like having a MacBook Pro. You know, it's like having a laptop on wheels. It clearly serves its purpose. I kind of hated on it for a while, those cars, but I get it now. And the Model 3, it handles pretty darn well. And I've got coilovers, carbon ceramics, front lip, you know, rear spoiler, all that stuff coming. Wheels, I'm doing some crazy wheels on it. And so I'm going to try to de-nerd it, you know, because the thing is a darn nerdmobile.
Both Eric and I we live near Silicon Valley. I mean, for Eric, it might be an hour drive. For me, 45 minutes drive from Tesla's headquarters. We see Teslas everywhere.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Everywhere.
And believe it or not, nobody does what you're doing to a Tesla. Nobody. They just keep it stock, drive it. They don't take care of it. And they're all, like, you can tell the paint's kind of soft because it's up. And, you know, that's what they do. They might tint the window, and that's about it.
Yeah, it's interesting because I find that a decent percentage of Tesla owners, it's their first attempt at being an enthusiast, a first attempt at caring. Yeah. Most of them give up, you know, really quickly. But there's a lot of, I feel like it's a place where we can educate them on how to care for your car, because there's just so much misinformation on how you do it. And so that was part of the reason why I bought it. One was to pick fights with people, and then two was to maybe contribute a little bit to the world of new car enthusiast ownership, and I was just interested, what's it all about? And I'm probably going to buy a Model S Plaid Plus. I like it enough to consider, doing something like that as well.
Yeah. So you hate coffee, huh?
Yeah, I've never had coffee in my life.
Neither have I.
Yeah, really?
Nope, never.
I don't understand the appeal of being addicted to something that like you can't live without. I feel like I'd have to like pee my pants like everywhere I went, like drinking it. Yeah. Oh, you're still drinking caffeine though, but yeah, I can't do caffeine. I'm, despite my appearance and my boring tone of voice, my demeanor, I'm like at a 10 out of 10 on an adrenaline scale at all times. So I don't need any stimulants to get me. I'll be in the loony bin. So,
I gotta have my coffee. It's not that I'm addicted. Maybe I am addicted. The first step is admitting it, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So Matt, let me ask you this: Obsessed Garage. How long have you been doing YouTube? How long have you had your YouTube channel?
I started it. I made a couple of videos in early 2014, but it really started in August of 2014. So what it's been, coming up on 7 years at the end of this summer as how long I've been doing it. It was so long that in the beginning, you had to get special permission to make videos that were longer than 15 minutes.
Oh, whoa! I didn't know that. How did you start your channel? Like, when did you decide I'm gonna make a channel? Were you doing everything that you were doing that you're doing now, just not recording it, and you just decided to shoot it, or?
I mean, clearly it's gotten more. There's a financial incentive. There's a business aspect that if I buy a car and I share it, that people buy stuff that I'm using on it. So that wasn't the case back in the day. But I've always bought and tried things, and I had a really good career. I was a financial advisor, and so I made a lot of money. So I could afford to I always had a box coming in the mail with stuff. Mm-hmm. Even though there was no justification for that because I wasn't sharing it with anybody other than myself. I was just really into, Griot's Garage, and I was following Phil from Detailer's Domain and his journals on posts on M3 Posts, and I would buy like the Menzerna stuff he was using at the time, and so for years and years, I probably was into washing cars since my early 20s, but it just wasn't doing it right. And so the reason I started the channel was in 2014, I was a senior vice president at Merrill Lynch. I was running the market for them. So I was also in management, and I had taken on the weight of the world, and I had a true, anxiety-ridden meltdown. I didn't know what anxiety was. I suffer from something called vasovagal syncope, where you pass out at the doctor, you give them blood or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And it had always been isolated to that. Well, we had my daughter, Kate, who you just met. We had her, and I didn't have her. My wife had her there. And I passed out then when we were in the delivery room. And then something happened where it clicked that I could pass out anywhere, anytime. And it went from being isolated at the doctor's office to regular life. And so I spend probably 75% of my waking hours obsessing and worrying about that, about passing out. And so in 2014, I went from, I never had any anxiousness or anxiety. And I had to go to a psychiatrist, and they put me on some happy pills. And I had to go to a psychologist to talk it out. And after a few months, I decided that I should probably let some people in. And that's when I decided to set a camera up and start to it.
Oh, nice.
So there was no grand design to make a business. There was no I'm going to sell products, or I'm going to do this or that. It was just, let people into my garage via the camera, and I could get out of my head and the camera was out of focus half the time. You couldn't hear what I was saying, but yet I just shipped it. I'd make an hour straight video. I didn't edit it. I just put it up for, it would be an hour and 10 minutes or an hour and 20 minutes, and just stream of consciousness, whatever I was doing in my garage at the time, and on YouTube. That's when I had to get permission to get 15 minutes or longer permission. And of course, everybody was telling me, too long, cut it down, put some music in, do this, do that. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't need you people anyway. I just need an outlet. And so there was no agenda. Like, I didn't set out like, I'm going to create this business where I have employees and I'm shipping out detail brushes and garage flooring. There was never a thought of that. At least not for several years when I started to gain some traction. But it was surprising, like the feedback I got, and I created like a Facebook group shortly after that, and appointed some people moderators and invited them over to my house, and I just started inviting people to do things, and it changed my life. And I went from feeling like if I invited someone to come help me wash my car or detail it, that I would owe them something, and really it was this discovery that, they're validating me by showing up, and I'm validating them by inviting, and there's an equal exchange there that changed my life. And there were some times where I invited people a little too much and let people in a little too much, but I went from being all by myself in my own head, having real problems, and went and tried to figure out how to make it a contribution rather than this crutch or this curse. And so the obsessed name is from, like, I have true, obsessive compulsive disorder, where I'm constantly worried and constantly overthinking, and it makes me cool, makes me good at some things, but also makes me very deeply cursed as well.
Well, it's been good, man. It's been taking off. It's doing well.
Oh yeah. From the time you left Merrill Lynch, from the time you started the detailing part of your life, what was that? What time frame was that at?
So, I get to ask this a lot because people always want to convert their side hustle into a business, right? And so it didn't happen overnight. And so 2014, so I left financial advising in 2018. I was actually fired from my job. I'll explain that. So in 2014, I started making videos. 15, I built started building obsessgarage.com as a place just to send people links to different places to find the obscure stuff that I was into and using. And then 2016, I made some T-shirts. And then at the beginning of 2016, I left Merrill Lynch and went to Raymond James, which is just another firm, and tried to create Obsessed Wealth Management, and because I thought the real business was, I would sell some T-shirts and things like that, but I thought the real business was that making videos, people would see I'm this obsessed with wax, so they would want to find out what I did for a living, and then they would hire me to manage their money. That's what I thought I was on. And it was a career where I'm making hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And so I thought, well, I can make hundreds of thousands more. And so in 2017 is when I launched the Krensel pressure washing system. And I realized that my business coach told me, I said, man, what if I sold like 50 of these? It'd be incredible. He said, what if you sell 5,000? I was like, get out of here. Like, there's a few of my Porsche buddies that might buy this thing, and it's going to be a cool little side hustle, and maybe I'll make 50 grand to cover a new car every year or something like that. And sure enough, a year and a half later, I was doing it, full time. The reason I got let go from wealth management was because I made a vlog and I took the camera into my office.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I was sitting with SEC attorneys and attorneys at Raymond James, and they're watching the video, my video of my vlog, and they're like, "So you're talking about obsessive compulsive disorder? Are you suicidal at all?" And they looked at it such a negative. They took all the stuff out of context.
Yeah.
And we came to the agreement that I needed to go. And so I owed them some money. They owed me some money. And we fought back and forth for a little bit. And then like the minute that I left, that Obsessed Garage launched. I think when I left, we were doing about 150 or 200,000 a month in sales. And we immediately went, I thought I would sell my house and my cars and all that stuff, and just take a few steps back and then see where this business took me. And naturally I built some spreadsheets and stuff like that to figure out what should I go to another firm and take my clients with me and do that fight. And I thought, let's go for this Obsessed Garage thing. And before I knew it, I had 5 employees and then 10 employees and then 15 employees, and it really took off. And so it was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. At the time, it was crushing.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I felt like they were attacking my character. Like I was just trying to figure out a way to let people in on my life. Mm-hmm. And they treated me like a criminal.
Yeah, that's
because you just don't understand. Like you don't understand unless you're proactive, and they just don't understand the social platforms. The people are such infants in using these new platforms that really we don't know how to use it, and they certainly didn't as well. And so it was a life experience that I'll never forget. And I paid my last payment to them last June, and so I'm free. My license have expired, and all of my designations expired, and I'm in it. I'm doing this.
You're a free bird now.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right, you're live naked. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's my son right there. That man never wears clothes inside. I'm like, every time I come home, I'm like, dude, put your chonies on, man.
Yeah. Well, at least he had some underwear on. That was good. Yeah. So that was my transition from I call it a real job to no job. Mm. Now I just chase passion every day, all day. How can people fault me for it all the time, but I find it hard to fault someone for chasing what they love.
Oh yeah, no fault at all.
Yeah.
Brian, why is the big bottle of GSF so expensive?
Well, remember the GSF comes in a 5 liter, not in a gallon, right? And so 5 liters is 1.32 gallons. So let's say you compare it to something else. GSF is not very practical if you're doing this for a living all the time, I don't think. But it's they have to bring it in overseas, and the GS or the Koshkemi guys have to pay import duties and taxes. So let's say you compare it to Adams or McGuire's or something like that. You're having to pay a lot more for it. I think it's worth it, but it's certainly not necessary to have something that fancy to wash your car with. I mean, Hyper Wash is great, super concentrated from McGuire's, and it's cheap as heck. What is it, like $30 a gallon, and it's like 500 to 1 concentration or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
But I think that it does what I want it to do, and so I'm willing to pay for it. And so, but again, if you're doing bulk detailing, it's probably not the way to go.
You remember Brian with Fab Automotive when you met in Atlanta?
Yeah. I was trying to convince him to chase it.
I was trying to convince him to join us here.
Yeah. He his wife was ready to get the heck out of there, and we were talking about life and business and chasing, and he has such a unique perspective with a mechanical skill set that not many people have. And so when you have a passion for detailing, and then like my unique skill set is I have a business background. And so I'm approaching it from a white collar perspective. He can approach it from a mechanical perspective that is a unique, thing that many detailers probably still have it, but has a mechanical skill set that other people probably don't have in general. So you can provide a unique information set or a unique take that other people may not, and that's a value to a certain demographic. And I told him, you just keep doing it, and you see what happens.
Yeah.
Well, definitely.
How did giving away a car come across?
I don't play the lottery. I don't gamble. I've never put a quarter in a slot machine. Just like I've never had coffee, I've never had alcohol. So I'm a very all or nothing human. Like if I was a gambler, I'd probably be a degenerate, right? And so I just don't, certain things I just don't do. And so it took me a while. My friend Adam LZ, who is a massive YouTuber, he did a couple of giveaways, and I saw the engagement that it created. And I also have lost a bunch of money on some cars that I've built. And so it was a way for me, I thought, to engage people and then maybe possibly make some money doing it. I've been very upfront sharing the deal. And I wanted to do it where if someone was going to do it, they weren't gambling. They'd buy something they wanted anyway.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to do it where we created some cool stuff.
Explain to the people how you give them away, because you're talking about doing this, doing that, but some people may not follow you, may not know what you're talking about. Sure.
So what you can do as a YouTuber or somebody who has a following is you can create a raffle, right? Mm-hmm. The problem is we can't raffle things legally if it's public. You can only do private raffles. And so what I've done several times is I've built a car, and then we did an online raffle, and then gave somebody $100,000 car.
Yeah.
And we did it with a garage a couple of times. And so the garage was like an $85,000 garage of everything that I've learned up to this point. I paid for it and flew it up there. And I think I made like 20 grand on that. So the way it works, in order to make it work, it has to be classified as a sweepstakes, right? Okay. And you have to get bond in different states, like New York and Florida. You have to bond against the value of that in case you flew the coop. You have to buy an insurance policy essentially in New York and Florida, which costs a couple $1,000. So the attorney draws up the rules, and then you can go to obsessedgarages.com and you buy something. And technically you can send in a note card if you're a douchebag. But the spirit of this is that they buy stuff. It offsets the cost of the project. I share people the building of the car from start to finish and the detailing of it and all that stuff. And at the very end, we draw someone randomly, and they get the car. And Neil knows that if I'm not your freaking mechanic from here on out, so whoever wins the car, no warranties, get out of here.
So,
hey, it's misfiring.
I have the description of this live stream to obsessedgarage.com, where you could buy something there, which gives you at least one drawing. There's other ways at obsessedgarage.com, which is the link is down there.
Yep.
Where you can get other drawings in there, but members.
Yeah, and so people will have, if you buy it, let's say you bought $50 or $80 worth of stuff, or $500 worth of stuff, you have a 1 in 1,000 or a couple thousand chance to win. I spent 140 grand on that freaking Civic. So even if you don't want a Civic, just part it out, pocket the cash. It's a good
yeah.
And so someone's going to win that thing, and somebody may love it, somebody may not. But shoot, I'd freaking take it. It's well done. And so I try to do it to what I would want, sparing no expense, to do it as if I was going to keep the car for the rest of my life. And that's how we do it. And so someone's going to win the thing. Did the same thing with the garage. And so, you buy a bunch of crap from the site, and then hopefully it's something you wanted anyway, because chances are you're not going to win. But if you do, it's freaking life-changing. It's incredible.
Oh, man. That Civic is done so proper. I mean,
it is.
Growing up, so I was in high school in 2004. So and that was like the stage of street racing. And the Civics, the B16 swap Civics, the CRXs, all those were in play. And I always loved the 99 to 2000 Civic Si. In that blue it was probably the only Civic that I would ever own,
Yeah.
And you'd see them all
it's still a Civic, but for those who love them, they love them, man. And I feel like I bought that car to complete the chapter. You know, I had one when I was 20. I sold it when I was 22, and God damn it. and so I sold it to buy an S2000, but I never really got everything I wanted. You know, and so I sold it to get the next thing. And
how
so
modded was it when you had it? Your first Civic?
You know, not to this level, of course, but you know, I had Type R seats. I had Volks, I had Volk TE37s. I had Tane suspension and Comtech exhaust, and so all the typical bolt-on stuff. I had a really fancy, really cool JL and Dyne Audio stereo in the car. And so it's very similar to what I have now, but I didn't do a Type R swap, and I didn't do Moton, coilovers and stuff. But it was still a probably $35,000 Civic. So I bought it for 12 grand, spent 35 grand on it, sold it for 12 grand. And that car is the reason why most of my friends and family didn't hire me to manage their money. Because the 23-year-old version of me, they call it Mormonomics, where I would buy something, and once I'm done with it, just sunk cost, move on. I'll figure out a way to make the money back some other way. And that's sort of the way I've been. So this giveaway thing is a way for me to offset Mormonomics.
Oh, okay. It kind of weighs itself out, right?
Yeah. So, but I'm to take a little time off after the Civic. I probably won't do one until next year. I'd like to do a 997 GT3 is what I'd like to do next.
Awesome.
I think that would do well, because everybody does. The people who do giveaways, they're doing them on cars that they don't really like. They don't really care about. They're just trying to make money. I want to make some money on it, or at least break even on it, but I want to give away something that I want to have. So.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Texas DDC follows us around, so I had to put that up. She's pretty funny.
That's funny.
So, out of all the giveaways, which one do you miss the most?
Really, none of them. I mean, because the giveaway cars I bought is something I wanted to experience, but not something I wanted to own forever. The F10 M5 really turned out pretty great. So I've done a 1M, an 2016 M5, and then the 2000 Civic. The one I regret the most is the garage giveaway. That one turned out amazing. The guys at a garage in Virginia that we went up and did, and took us like 7 days, and we finished the thing. It was pretty incredible.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool that you get to interact and just make these people's dreams. It's kind of like that TV show, the Extreme Home Makeover. They come in and make over your home, but I'm a guy. You don't even got to touch my house. You just do my garage, and I will be.
So the second one we did, the guy won. He stepped up. I think he probably borrowed money from his parents and relatives to get a house. He didn't have a house. And so but they were like young couple working to buy a house. And so he's buying a house way quicker so we can get up there and do it, toward the end of this year. We'll go up and do the next one. And I'll probably do another one in October. And, but yeah, it's cool I hope someday I get a real nasty one that we can go in and really transform. That will be cool.
Heck yeah.
I got one for you.
I have one too. I'll be buying. Okay, how much is free shipping? I'll be buying it there. Click, send. Okay, they can finish my orders. Go order again.
But it's pretty cool to live a life now where I, get to do stuff like that, and come up with things and ideas, and then execute on it, and that there's people that have an interest or value it. It's pretty cool that exists. And so the back to the kind of the discussion of the transition from Merrill Lynch and being a financial advisor to this. I mean, I do feel like that I've acquired some knowledge, and there's a value in what I'm providing. Else, no one would listen. No one would participate. No one would be asking questions or buying things or watching videos or anything like that. So what I've attempted to do the whole way is just do it my way. And the disadvantage of doing it my way is that you don't get quite as much traction. It would be better if I just didn't say what I thought, But then again, there's an authenticity that I think people can smell on you.
Absolutely.
Those that support will support more than if I were just to fake it, if you will.
Oh yeah, the genuine genuineness people can see, and they can see through people that aren't genuine, that are trying to fake it and do all this. I mean, it's you can see straight through it. And like I was saying before we brought you on, I mean, being so blunt and being so straightforward, I mean, people appreciate that. I know I do.
Yeah, it gets me in trouble at times. Like, I've said comments like, I don't give a crap about detailers, meaning I'm not selling to detailers. I mean, they don't need me. You guys don't need me. You develop your own, but the guy like me needs me. A guy that is in his garage, it's wants the good stuff, they need me. And so I say things like that and people take it out of context. Like, he hates detailers. You shouldn't, I'm like, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I don't give a crap.
Yeah.
Buying from me,
I mean, we all, most of us that's in our chat here in our groups that we do see regularly, weekly, we're not all detailers either. We're detail enthusiasts.
Yeah.
All have full-time jobs. Eric, he's a full-time mechanic also. A lot of us all have full-time jobs and detail on the weekends, do our YouTube. We do these, we hustle throughout the, at night when we come home from work to get, content like, live streams like this and editing videos, get them out. So YouTube's like a second job for us, but
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like with people that's got the heads that just constantly going. For me, I gotta have something to do. I can't come home and just sit back and keep the wife next to me. There's no way I could do that. No way I could do it.
Yeah.
So I got, and for me, it's detailing cars. I like it.
Yeah, I do too. I'm addicted to the result. So I'm addicted to like, what's my process going to be? What products do I need to buy? But man, do I freaking hate it when I'm doing it.
How many times do you say, what? Oh man, I could just speak for myself on not the Mini Cooper I did, but the freaking Honda Fit that I did. I detailed a Honda Fit, and you would think a car this big would only take you, I can zip around this thing in 2 hours. Yeah, no, a day and a half later. Why did I try to do this? Why didn't I just do this?
Yeah, I'm about to do a G80 M3. I generally don't do other people's cars, but I just want to see the car. I want to experience it. And so what better way to do that than to spend 3 days, obsessing over every square inch of it. And I'm also going to do a friend of mine's R33. I think it's an R33 GTR. And I'm a glutton for punishment. So,
oh man,
I'm going to hate it. Like, why did I do this? So my goal in life is to where I polish the front fender or the hood, and then we turn the camera off, and this little crew comes in, and at the end I polish the trunk and be like, "Oh man, this was difficult." And
turned out great.
Yeah, that's my goal in life, and I'm not shy about it. I don't care. There'll be no Matt Moreman exposed. That's what I want, and that's what everybody should want. So that's
yeah.
Yeah, we can just shoot it before, shoot about 10-15 minutes of some B-roll, and then just turn it off. Let them finish it up, and then just shoot the after. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be awesome.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be mad. It's the result everybody's waiting for. I don't care if he did it or not. That thing looks fantastic.
Yeah.
How often do you actually detail somebody else's car?
I've only ever done a couple, and I'm not doing it for money. But let's see, I've done a F80 M3, my one buddy's. I've done an R8. I did Adam LZ's 2 of his cars. That's it. 4.
Oh, dang.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got enough cars of my own that are dirty that I don't need to be doing other people's cars. So probably a half a dozen in my life. It's just I don't want to do that with people. It's funny, people send me an email, hey, what would it cost? And I just tell them 10 grand. I'll do it for 10 grand. No one's ever taken me up on that. So
one day it's gonna backfire. They're gonna be like, okay.
I meant 20. Yeah.
Oh, I say 10.
I've done a GT 500. So yeah, probably probably a half a dozen cars in my life. I want to spend time with my own cars. I don't want to do other people's cars, And luckily I've been so fortunate and that again, people have valued what I'm doing, that they buy stuff and it helps me, do more of it, create content and chase products, and it helps me do that.
Definitely. That is definitely a huge plus. I have your Karcher K1700 kit. I absolutely love it, man.
We have a new, I have one coming out this week. It's been on Amazon a couple of times. It's called Active. It does about a 1.85 gallons per minute for $200.
Oh, nice.
It's going to be pretty sick. It's a 100-hour pump, just like the Karcher's a 70 to 100-hour pump. You just throw it away and get a new one. But it's a throwaway, but it has 5 plungers. Versus like a Karcher only has 3. And so they were able to get more flow out of the pressure washer. It's pretty sweet for a couple $100. And then we're going to continue to develop that pressure washer, on the entry level, to, provide people a solution that, aren't in the market for a $1,200, $1,500 Krenzla or, AR or something like that. But so I'm excited about that. We should have that out this week. And we'll probably end up doing a lot more of the Actives than the Karchers. But that's something that James, who owns that company and does the contract manufacturing, he's really listening to what I'm requesting. So we're going to build, it's still going to be a cheap Chinese pressure washer, but we're going to build something with good performance that doesn't cost as much, because that's what the market is screaming for. So we're going to do that.
So you said roughly like 1.8 GPM. So this Karcher unit, I believe, if I've watched your video correctly, you got it to about 1.4. Was correct? Got it correct?
Yep. So this is going to do as much output as a Krenzla for $200.
That's awesome. Could you use, like, for instance, could I just take the fittings off of my Karcher, buy the unit, and basically just use everything I have?
The Karchers are 14 millimeter fittings. This will be 15, but all the hoses and all that stuff will work. It would just need a couple of. You would just need one 15 millimeter fitting on the outlet of the Active, and then from there we're going to have an Obsessed Garage. I'm not going to put my name on it but it's going to be an Obsessed Garage project that we're going to work in. So we're going to take the base model and then we're going to improve it even further. We might even be able to get over 2 gallons a minute out of it in a $250 or less pressure washer. So we're working on that. The mistake that a lot of the cheap manufacturers is they're chasing pressure. We don't need pressure. We need flow. We need water. And so too much pressure means this is not working as well as it could, and then you're risk of damaging something, risk of blowing a hole in your paint, which you don't want to do.
Yeah.
So the magic is if you have 3,000 psi, or I'm sorry, 3 gallons a minute at 1,000 psi. I mean, now you have a really amazing thing.
Yeah.
Add warm water in there, and you got a game changer.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Deionizer.
So DRD wants to know: does Obsessed Garage ever thought about doing a mystery box?
No, everything I've created has been either something I would have wanted when I was younger or something I want now. So the big discovery has been, I thought I would just make the highest of high-end stuff and only cater to that. But I realized that, when I was 23, I wasn't buying a Krenzla. I didn't get a Krenzla until I was 34 or something like that. Yeah. And so I realized there's a progression. And so what would be acceptable to the 22-year-old version of me? But it all goes back to what would I want? And the reason I don't do mystery boxes, even though all the stuff we have is good, I don't want what I don't want. And so I don't want to get a bunch of crap and I don't want to add fuel to people getting junk that they don't need. And so I just decided in the very beginning not to do a mystery box. I'm sure would be really successful, but it's just not really my style. I don't buy those things, and so since I don't buy them, I'm not making them for you, even though you want them. So that's a business decision I wouldn't advise anybody else to do. Don't tell it like it is, and don't do what you want because you'll make a lot less money. But I'm doing it. So
Yeah.
I'll be a lot happier, just not as rich. So
Hey,
but yeah, that's why I don't do mystery boxes.
That chair or that seat that you just got recently, how is that thing? Because I'm a big guy too. And
Yeah, it's for guys like us. I mean, it's good. The base of it's too big. Still, it works and it's nice. It's called a Viper chair, and it's like stout, like billet. You know, they CNC'd out like it's like double aught steel. You know, it's like it's really really stout. And then the seat has got enough cushion for us big guys that you don't sink right to the bottom of it. But it's a $500 thing. It's not perfect for detailing yet. But the cool thing is they fabricated. What they did is they built something to what it needed to be, not to cost. So I'm learning a lot about this and working with Active and contract manufacturing. You can build, most everything is built to cost. You set a price target and you get what you get for that price.
Yep.
But there are many things that I've chased where you build it to what it needs to be. And the problem with building something the way it needs to be is it costs a lot.
Yeah.
Right. And so these guys just said, look, we're going to buy, I mean, the casters on those things are probably $25 a piece.
Yeah.
You know, they're like 4-inch solid, 1,000-pound casters. They're what you would have on like a toolbox. And so I love that kind of stuff. And I would wait in life to get something like that rather than buying some, I'd buy a Harbor Freight piece of junk and buy a few of those until I can get the one that I want. But this is a lifetime purchase, something you buy and have for 10, 15, 20 years. And so I'm going to work with them to get the base, because when you're detailing, you're up close, you can tend to like the circle base can get too close to the, like the splitters and, side, whatever, moldings of the car. And it tends to hit you in the Achilles. So in a perfect world, we're going to have it set up so where it's smaller, because right now it's 23 inches. I think it probably needs to be about 18. The problem is you lose stability if they make it too small. And so I think that we'll sell enough of them to convince them to make it a little bit smaller. And that might bring the cost down a little bit too. But yeah, it's a $500. It's have you ever seen the jack point jack stands that are like $650? It's one of those things where it's like something that you buy. It's made, by some dudes in their garage in America. And so you got to freaking pay. They got to have a margin.
Yeah.
And in order to make it, otherwise they won't make it. And so I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. I know it gets people all riled up and they, say you suck and you only want expensive things. Well, no, I want that. They've made something great that doesn't exist. Yeah. And I know what it costs for them to make a few bucks so they can make more of them. Otherwise, why would they waste their time? It's just like detail. If you're charging $200 to spend a weekend paint correcting a car, you're not charging what you're worth. And I think that something like that needs to exist. I'm glad it does, but yeah, it's freaking $500. It's a stinger. I wish it was 10. I wish it was $10. It's just not, just not.
Here, because I'm looking for a chair myself, because the chair I have, I'm not happy with. Then I have another one, but it comes with a bucket in front of it, so I don't.
Yeah. I think I know which one you're talking about. So I would wait about 6 months or so, and I'll probably have like the perfect detailer stool. And the great part about it is it's multifunctional, and you can I found that I don't lock it down and I just spin it real fast and it raises up. And so I can use it like at my desk. I can use it at my workbench. I can use it and lower it back down when I'm doing my wheels. And so it becomes multifaceted. Whereas, like your little griots or Adam's stool, that little Chinese thing, this has one purpose and one purpose only.
Yeah. See, the Adam's stool has probably the best purpose for it, but it's just not quite for me yet.
Right. It's cheap. I mean, that's a Chinese, knockoff it's a Chinese contract where you can go and pick your color and stuff. So Griot's was the first to have that, and then Adams, and then, then MacShine copied it, but it's a contract manufactured Chinese stool that's just built to whatever. And so, like, I could get it in obsessed garage colors if I wanted to, and then what do they sell for, like $100 and something bucks or something like that? But that's the classic example of built to a price point.
Yep.
Said, what do you want? And you list out all the things you want, and then they say, well, you can't have these 13. You can only have these 2. And so this is what you get. Whereas a Viper chair is saying, we're going to build what we want in our garage for ourselves. And it adds up to this much. And we think people want it. And a lot of people are going to complain about it, but I want it to exist. And so I'm going to help them make it even better over time. That's the goal. So it's not about being expensive. I want everything to cost nothing. And I'm just save all the money and I'm rich as heck. And I can just glide off into the sunset. But the problem is, it costs money and there needs to be margin. The Porsches have like 23% margin. Yeah. So a $200,000 Porsche, the dealership's making, $40,000. Well, that's the way the world freaking works. I want the Porsche to exist.
Yeah.
That's So the Griot's project I'm doing with Tommy F. Yeah. Tommy F. Yeah has a YouTube channel. So Tommy has I didn't get these. I don't know which one it is. It's either R32 or R33, but it's a right-hand drive. I don't even know if we're talking about this import, the Japanese import, a really low mile, really amazing car. And Griot's has sponsored Tommy, and he said, it's funny, he was tiptoeing around. He's like, yeah, I mean, we can use your stuff, but I have this Griot sponsorship. I go, sweet. And so Griot sent like one of everything out to play with. And I'm an old school Griot. That's how I got my start. My goal was to buy every detailing product in the Griot's catalog. And I did it. And then I bought every tchotchke they had. And a lot of it was junk. But some of it was good. Some good tchotchkes for the garage and different things. And so it's when I realized that the Griot's polish was junk back in the day. It didn't work. That I switched to using Menzerna. But the Griot's Boss stuff is awesome.
Oh yeah. So, Griot's Boss is pretty good.
Yeah, but that's Jeff Brown. Jeff Brown from McGuire's, and they recruited him, and he came over and revamped their whole thing, created a long throw DA. I love Griot's. I think it's a great product line. One of the reasons why I don't have any of this stuff is because they won't freaking let me sell it. They won't let me. They wanted me to buy it from Auto Geek. I'm like, why would I do that?
Yeah.
In 2 years, I'll be bigger than Auto Geek. Why am I buying from some other? Why do I have to have another middleman? I want to buy it direct.
Yeah, let me buy it direct. They won't let you buy it directly from them?
Well, and I only want maybe 1-2 things. I wanted like the interior leather scent. And so they're like, I'd buy a lot of that, but not enough to make it, worth their while. And so they wanted me to buy through third-party distribution. So screw that. I bet you this video though gets me a direct dealership contract with them though. So, but I don't know that there's really anything that I want at this point.
Avalon knows people over there. He can say something.
Yeah, good. Do it.
He can get you in that inside scoop. Kick him in the butt.
Inside. Brian walk right in there and say, "Hey."
I'd probably bring in, fast correction cream. My buddy Billy from Presidential loves that.
I love
that's a great compound. I'd probably bring it again. I'd bring in their leather scent, and maybe there'd be a 1 or 2 other things that I'd be interested in. But their bottles are so good. I love the bottles.
The one thing I like from them, but it's just expensive, is their damn bucket.
Oh yeah. That was my first bucket back in the day. The square to the rectangle bucket.
Yeah, the rectangle bucket. Yeah. It's like $50 with the casters. I'm like, what the hell is $50 for this bucket for?
Yeah, well, my buckets are $300, so there you go.
Holy shit!
Sold. My Griot's bucket. The only thing I don't like about it is the crate in the bottom will float up. It irritates
me. Good. Yeah.
It irritates me.
It didn't used to do that back in the day.
Have you tried anything from Extreme Solutions?
What was that?
Have you tried anything from Extreme Solutions?
I don't know. What is that? I don't even know what that is.
They're somewhat of a product company that's been around for a while. They actually have a very, very good product line of a lot of things.
Interesting.
And that's something you should probably take a look at. And
Hmm.
they will ship to you wholesale.
I'm sure they would. Yeah.
Oh no, they will.
Yeah.
I see that label. I'm sure they would. You know, they're like, can I have a $45,000 initial order? I think they'd probably take that. Yeah.
So
No,
I'm driving to you right now.
if you want to, if you are looking for a product line that would ship to you, that's not bad at all. Extreme Solutions, it would be one of those to look at.
I'll check it out. Yeah.
They got great stuff too, man.
They do have great stuff.
Where are they? Where are they blending? Where is it?
They're in Philadelphia.
Interesting.
Aren't they in New Jersey? I thought they were in New Jersey.
Because I remember when we had the live stream, they had the Philadelphia background going on. And I thought they're in Pennsylvania.
Well, New Jersey and Philly are, you know, they're
close.
just like one place. Yeah.
They have probably one of the best toppers, which is called Topper. It works really, really good with Uno Protect, which I like Uno Protect, but their topper, which is called Topper, is freaking phenomenal. But they have a very decent product line, and they actually have other smell too.
I'll check it out. Yeah, I'm always on the hunt for something that that's one of the things. Like a couple of people come in and ask Matt about graphene. One of the things I'm so adverse to is gimmick, right? And also that the company's been blending this stuff for, you know, a long time. And so to make an incremental change is like a miracle. And so I tend to not jump around and chase the newest product because it's not, the chances of it being better are so slim. And I can usually, because I bought and tried so much stuff, I mean, you guys probably have this too, where you just know in your gut. Sometimes you're surprised, but generally you know in your gut what's bullcrap and what's legit. And that's something that you know, it's not that I'm apprehensive to try new stuff. It's that I trust my gut. You know, like Coach Kemi just knew it. There's some things in there that I'm going to like. You can just tell. They have a freaking periodic table for their main marketing.
Exactly.
Right up my alley, you know?
Yeah.
And so there's got to be some stuff in there. And then they're like, you know, and then I'm talking to Andrew about it, who he was importing it. And I'm like, I don't want what you tell me I want. I want like the catalog. I want to tell you what I want.
Yeah, let me look.
I guarantee you inside of that robust, they have like 230 some odd products inside of their like professional car care line, that there's going to be some like unicorns in there that are used for a different purpose than what it was intended.
Yeah.
You know? And so I actually have a couple of bottles with like the name written on it. That's when you know you got a chance at something cool.
Oh yeah.
You know, some sort of, like I got a couple of high alkaline like stripping soaps that you know, the problem with a lot of high alkaline stuff, like you use Purple Power and stuff, it beats up all your trim and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if there's like a softer high alkaline stripper for, you know, stripping off funk, you know, prior to polishing and coating. Of course, you could just use Dawn, but I just don't like the residue that Dawn leaves over. And so that's the Econ soap that I have is pretty decent, but I think that can be improved on even further from there.
On your Tesla, are you going to be coating that?
I did coat it. Yeah, I did. G-Technic CSL XO is my favorite combo. I'm a sucker for slick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm a sucker for that. Run your hand across the back of it. You know, there's a lot of great coatings, but a lot of the really durable stuff, as you guys know, is really tacky. You know, and I just enjoy, my favorite part of the whole thing is running my hand across the back of it as I walk past it. And so that's why I fell in love with the G-Technic stuff. I really love the look of, you know, because 3 or 4 years ago, you know, coatings look so weird. You know, remember like original C Quartz 1.0 and you know, Ceramic Pro. It looks so synthetic. I hated the look of it. It was shiny and glossy, but weird looking. And so I railed against coatings for a while because they look like crap. So
kind of looks fake to me. Like when you see a coated car back then, it's like, it doesn't look right.
Is Work is I mean, he's talking about his Work. Is that company that's like yellow? Is that the one that Jason from Chicago Auto Pros brings in?
Oh, the Work stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll wait for him to see how he responds.
If you're a sucker for, oh, sorry, what was that?
I think Work is that yellow. I think it's like a yellow brand. I think they make like detailed brushes. So yeah, I have to check that out. And I think Chicago Auto Pros is the importer for that. Yeah, I don't know XO V5 yet. I'm sure I'll have it early, but I hadn't talked to Eric about it yet. But we were talking about. I forget what I'm probably not supposed to say, so I'm glad I forgot what it's supposed to be.
Okay, we won't tell.
Yeah, right.
Hey, so Matt, if you're a sucker for slickness, I know you had the bead maker craze, but if there was one product from Extreme Solutions I would recommend, it's Topper.
That's funny. My brother-in-law sent me that, and I punted it in the trash.
Oh,
so that is the stuff. I remember that.
This stuff, I have never felt my paint as slick until I use this.
And it works with coatings. It works well with the coating.
It can top any coating, and it is so easy to use. It flashes so quick. I mean,
he told me you got to try this stuff, and I've got it, and I'm like, oh, this is junk. Get out of here! And I threw it away. So okay,
my absolute favorite product.
I thought it was that company. I thought it was the same thing. As soon as you showed me that. That's exactly what he's saying. He sent me a bottle of it. You see, he made me promise I would try it, and I punted it. So all right. I had an episode with Bead Maker today, so I was out washing it was really windy, and so I was spritzing it on, and I come up to the hood, and I have all these dots. Well, what was happening is it was misting and then drying, and not, I had a whole episode. I had to wash the car twice. I'm like, I'm done with this. I haven't had experience of washing with all you normies. I had a wash bay with trees around and boom poles. Now I'm washing in the driveway, and I don't know how to do it.
Man,
I'm having to
feeling our pain now, man.
Yeah, it sucks. Hate it. All right, I'll call those guys up and buy some stuff and try it out.
Definitely. I have a discount code.
Hey, you know what? Hey, and I'll give you his direct line.
Right.
That's what you want right there.
Yeah, that's what I had. There's a green bottle. What's the green bottle or something else?
Oh, the Jersey Devil. Oh man.
Jersey Devil, yeah, and what's the
the Polyseal.
Polyseal. Yeah, there's Jersey Devil.
Yeah, I had that. What's that one for? Waterless wash?
It's the SiO2 waterless wash.
That he's got there.
That's exactly what he sent to me.
There's two SiO2 waterless wash.
That 1-2 combo is phenomenal right there.
So how do you put it on?
The Jersey Devil?
Are you using it as a drying aid, like as like a damp car, or how do you do it?
The topper you can use as a drying aid, or I do it. I wash my car, dry it, or I do rinseless washes on my GSX in the garage, and then after I dry it, I just hit it with topper, mist it on, wipe it on, and it's incredible.
As a topper to your coating.
Yeah, or just any kind of wax or sealant you have on your car. You can use it as a standalone too if you want it. It's not meant for it, but.
And here's your leather.
Oh yeah.
Smells any good for you.
Oh, yeah. If there was one product, I would have to say it's got to be Topper.
Topper.
Well, I guess you guys are the second and third people. I guess I should listen.
I'll text you direct line right to his phone.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Well, he'll want to talk to me. It'll be, if it's really what you say it is, it'll be really big.
Yeah, definitely. Aaron's a good guy.
Aaron's a very cool dude.
Well, okay, all right. I'll take your word for it. I'll try it. I just threw it away like when I moved and I was cleaning out all my stuff. I'm like, what is this? Get this junk out of here! I literally just dumped it straight in the trash.
What is this, Armorshield?
I'm like, there's no way with this label this is gonna be any good. So, yeah, he'll have to sell it to me in 330-gallon totes because I don't want to put it in a Presso bottle.
Oh yeah. I'm sure they can make that happen.
All right. I'll try it.
You should.
If you do love it, man, you gotta.
Have you used it on a wax? Have you used it on a wax car?
Yeah,
Topper?
so
Yeah.
I've got Cosmic Spritz from Polish Angel on my GSX,
Yeah.
and I topped that, and it's phenomenal. I mean, no streaking. It flashes one wipe and it's gone. It's insane.
All right, I'll do it.
And how I use it, if I'm polishing a car, I use Topper to wipe the polish off.
Really?
Yes. So it's like I used to use Uno Protect. I'd polish with Uno Protect and then use Ethos Resist to wipe off. That's how I use it. And I mean, it's super, super, super slick.
I know they say it's bad to rub your hand on the paint, but I can't not do it.
But sometimes
I got baby soft, look at how white I am. I got this baby soft skin. I'm not scratching anything,
I know you're in Florida. It's sunny like 300.
I know. Well, I'm a vampire. I don't go outside. Yeah. There's no tannin in me. I'm English, Irish, Scotch, and German. It doesn't get any whiter than that.
Oh yeah, you're doomed, man.
I'm built for overcast, like rain. That's what I'm made for, and I'm here in Florida. So yeah, it's 100 sunblock if I go outside.
Did you get your hands on that 75th anniversary turtle wax supply?
No, I did not. So here's my argument for this, and why I don't care. I'm interested in passion, right? I'm interested in people that are passionate. So take Richard Grillo we talked about, or Adam Vitale. They're car guys, right? Richard Grillo has a freaking car collection. Adam's into Broncos and classics and stuff like that. And so those people have passion. If you go to McGuire's and you drive through the parking lot, like all these guys they have like WRXs and Raptors, and they're car people. I guarantee you, and I might be wrong, but this is my assessment. If you go to Turtle Wax, they're 100 years removed from the passion. They're just employees or a business that has a revenue stream that wants that revenue stream to keep going. And the way that I confirm that, I watched Pan's video where he interviewed these guys, and Pan's argument is valid. He's like, look, I have the vast majority of the people watching my videos are, they're not interested in buying Cosmic Spritz for $80 a bottle. They're not interested in buying. They want some entry level stuff. My argument is, well, there's plenty of great entry level stuff out there from passionate companies. Mm-hmm. Why do we need to buy from this mega corporation that doesn't give a crap? And the chances of, because they don't have the passion, the chances of them having some transcendent product is just not there. It's just not going to happen. And so they bought the wax shop, and then they've hired a bunch of social media experts, and so they're smart and they're trying to revamp the company. But show me the passion. Show me a chemist who's a brilliant, that's the other thing. So even if they're not car people, they can be a brilliant chemist. Talk to Chris from B&B. He's a brilliant human. You can just tell. And so that's what I'm looking for. If I'm going to be interested in turtle wax, you gotta prove it to me. And so my gut tells me it's bull crap. And so that's why I'm not interested. But you guys tell me, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe some people at Turtle Wax that are like, even like you saw Griot's hired Jeff Brown and revamped their whole, because they got left behind in the polishing game. And when they went long throw, and they were the first ones that didn't just copy a Rupes, they at least tried to make their own version of it, through Chinese contract manufacturing. But I just think that if there's so many great products, why do I need to use some cheap Walmart junk by people who don't give a crap about it? They're just trying to make money. I'm just not interested in that. It's not just, my gut tells me that it's just not, whatever, turtle wax, graphene paste, ceramic post. It's got 37 names. Where they sat in a boardroom with a bunch of, I bet you have a bunch of like turtle wax, like mock race chairs, or like their office chairs, and there's cheesy neon signs everywhere, and they're sitting there saying, well, it really doesn't have any graphene in it, but we got to call it that because we need to freaking sell it to people, and that's what they want. So what do you guys think about it? Graphene's freaking nonsense.
I haven't gotten it. I never got it.
I haven't played around with it enough to really distinguish a difference between graphene being better than ceramic or
Because
not.
it is a ceramic coating. It's the same thing.
It's a ceramic coating with graphene.
Yeah, it's bull crap. Yeah. No, absolutely not. Water spot resistant, bull crap. No.
Well, did you see that Brian with Apex? He came out with a metal oxide coating that's water resistant.
No.
It literally just happened like this week.
So he's working with a blender to create a.
Yeah, he's working with Art to Shine.
Yeah. Who is Art to Shine? They sent me some stuff.
Art to Shine is, from what I hear, one of the top creators for ceramic coatings. Like just one of the tops, not the best.
Are they in Korea? I don't know. See, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the freaking-parency. Tell me that.
Yeah.
You believe this? I went to so I have this Decon soap, right? That was Chemical Guys citrus wash. And so when Chemical Guys was sending it to me, like I got the 55-gallon drums, and it says it's some sort of tunnel wash, right? It's a slightly alkaline, but for whatever reason, it was a tunnel wash that turned into this magical formula. It foams really well, super slick, kind of strips off waxes and sealants.
Yep.
And so when Proje started making it for me, because Chemical Guys said, we're not making this anymore. Proje is a blender, and that's the same blender who was making the Dallas Auto, whatever his name is, guy Scott, making his crap. So so that's just Proje stuff. But I was out in California, and I said to Proje, I said, I want to come visit, and I want to like show people how you make this, and they wouldn't do it.
What?
Like why not? It's my soap. Why can't I show how it's made? So the industry is so backwards on this stuff that obviously we're not going to show the whole thing. We're not going.
We're not going to spill the beans,
Right, but let's show them how it's made. What are we freaking pretending? Like I'm not mixing this in my bathtub.
Nobody wants to see me experimenting in my.
So the same thing when it comes to coatings and stuff. I tend to err on the side of sticking with the guys that are passionate. The G Technics, the C Quartz, and or Car Pro, and the people that are passionate about it. Dr. Beasley's, those things. And I'm not super. I've railed against this whole concept of professional only coatings. I don't like that. Yeah.
So Humberto, Art to Shine is Korean.
Okay, so it is who I am thinking about. So they're the guys who the OE manufacturers of a lot of the different coatings. Yeah. I just got a care package from them. I don't know what happened to it.
Did you throw it in the trash?
Probably, yeah. I probably did. I think one of my guys might have stolen it. I don't know.
They know it's that good stuff. Yeah, I got the coating. I got Brian's coating, and it's cool because he makes it like you can customize it. So it comes with the topper that makes it sheet or makes it bead, depending on what people want to see. Because everybody loves to see the beads, but personally, I want
sheeting is better, right? Yeah. It's funny. Robert from G Technic, owner of G Technic, said, "Look, I had a sheeting coating, but no one would buy it." He's like, it was so far superior, and no one would buy the darn thing.
A lot of people want to see the beads.
I don't know. I find it hard to believe that no matter who it is, you're coming out with a coating that you're so far behind. Think of how many iterations CarPro has, on their coating. Even Ceramic Pro, love them or hate them for their marketing tactics. Their coating is still good. It's been vetted and tested, and they're just so far out front of someone trying to come out with a coating off the bat, unless they just get lucky and they got like this magical formula that's great. Yeah, you talk Brian into buying a real gloss meter instead of using that freaking $100 I don't know Brian. I've never met him. I watch his videos, occasionally. I think he's great. If you tell me get rid of that stupid $200 gloss meter, that thing doesn't work. The $4,000 gloss meter doesn't work. So the $200 one certainly doesn't work.
Good thing I'm not buying a gloss meter. I use my Ojos.
I wanted one so badly. When Todd at Esoteric had the row point, and I'm like, oh man, I'm getting one of these. This thing's great. And then I put it on my Porsche. I put it on the hood, and it gives me one reading. And I put it like 1 inch over, and it gives me like a completely different reading. And I put it back in the spot I had it before. It gives me a completely different reading. I'm like, this thing doesn't freaking work. Yeah. Nonsense. I want it to work so badly.
So bad. Yeah.
Just like I want depth, paint depth gauges to work. And they give you a guide, a reference, but I mean, you can still put a darn paint depth gauge on and blow right through the clear just because you didn't know any better. So,
exactly. Hey, so I watched your video with Jason Kilmer. Man, how was that? The wet sanding guru.
Well, I realize I have no ability to do it. So, he's like, just do that. I'm gouging, I'm rolling over on the edge of the paper, and I just can't freaking do it to save my life. But it was incredible to see, someone who has a physical limitation that has manifested into some wizardry,
absolutely.
His tactile feel on his one side of his body is so great that he's able to do things that other people can't. And then, their technique of using 205 to lubricate 105, or actually to lubricate 100 or 101. McGuire's the compound we're talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really, really cool to see. And those were the first guys that I felt like weren't making fun of me. That were like genuinely interested in sharing their knowledge with a wannabe. And so, I met them 3 years ago or something like that at SEMA. And I'm like, are these guys making fun of me? Or are they like buddies? I wasn't really sure.
I can't tell.
And so, they were actually really interested in on my, take on things. And so it was really cool to get some hoods and hammer down and me to argue a little bit, say, you guys are doing all this craziness. Why can't I just use Jesscar, perfect finish, and get the same result? And at the end of the day, Andy's going all over, blowing out pads, just dust flying everywhere, and he's working the panel. And then I just did my 4 cross hatches, and we compared the finish at the end, and it was kind of fun to play with that and get their take on things.
Definitely.
So Jeremy Moore wants to know if Kosh Chemie products come into Obsessed, or does it only allow certain products to come to America?
Well, they're sort of limited on how much they can bring, I think, chemically, and so they're in progress to create a production facility in the U.S. so they can blend chemicals here, and so they're going to bring over the maximum amount that they can. I'm going to keep playing with different things that they make and see what fits. But yeah, they're probably a year or so away. You also have to remember that the Germans, Kosh Chemie in Germany and in Europe is very heavily focused on the OEMs, the auto manufacturers, and then body shops. And so it's going to take them a while to realize that here in the U.S., the detailers are probably a better sale. Because they're laser focused on body shop. And so I'm going to continue to try to extract out of them. The rag company will as well, to try to get as much, product here as we can. But I don't think, I think it's going to take a while. So
out of the Kosh Chemie line, if you had to, let's just say, if you had to choose, since you got, you went to the event, which was awesome, you got to play around with everything. For somebody that wants to try some of their products, what are a few that you would recommend?
You definitely want Ulex, which is a solvent-based adhesive remover.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably basically nail polish remover. That's what it is, but it's paint safe. It's the best safe-ish adhesive remover I've ever used to remove wheel weights. It's incredible. It just melts away.
Okay. Perfect.
Whereas I'd be there for a half an hour with Tarex or Goo Gone or something like that.
Goo Gone, yeah.
Yeah, so
man.
Ulex is great. FU is also great for cheeseburger smell in a car. Get some funky smell. It's basically laundry detergent that you spray on the carpets and let sit overnight and come vacuum it afterwards. I'm not a big all-purpose cleaner user. Like my cars are always so fancy and clean and new that I don't have a need for all-purpose cleaner all that much. But Green Star is really great. And I'll be bringing that one in soon. And then GSF is magical. The only problem I've noticed with GSF, there is some sulfuric acid in there, which is weird in a pH neutral soap. And so it does beat up my hands quite a bit more than like Adam's soap doesn't beat up my hands at all.
Yeah.
But I love GSF. It doesn't reactivate, which I love. And, it's pH neutral. So those are the main. They're going to have a headlight kit for like the DIY guy. They have which is way cool. They have a pad that changes color when it gets up to the temp to where you're building up too much heat.
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
Rick. Rick.
I had to do that for Rick because he's in there.
That's cool. Rick didn't send me any signs.
Oh, man.
That's because he knows I wouldn't put a sign up in my garage.
Well, look, you got no signs up in your garage.
You check out my son's little street bike, man. He was out here.
Get rid of that. You gotta get rid of that turtle wax sign out of there and punt that thing.
Oh man, hey, they show me love. I love banners, man. I love banners.
I love banners too.
Yeah. Well, that's because you're a dude. You have to learn to fight that. You have to fight the urge to put, paint stripes on your walls and do weird dude crap.
It's a good way to cover the big hole in the wall.
Sometimes it makes for a great blanket when we get.
You know what covers walls well? Drywall.
Oh yeah, that costs money though.
That's too much. All right, yeah.
Too much. Plus, when I get banned in the garage for ordering products, I can just tear my banners down and use them as a blanket.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. I've made the transition. I bought an E36 M3, and I didn't. My wife didn't even know it. And
open the garage. Hey, honey.
We've gotten to the point of she doesn't even care anymore. It's so great. It took me 41 years. We've been married for 15, to where now she doesn't care. I used to have a foolproof, multi-stage plan. They would over months. Yeah, of. That would culminate in buying flowers and, which I never do that kind of stuff. And so it was a foolproof breakdown plan. Like you would ask, so what do you think about this color versus that color? And you show her, the configurator, and she knows what's happening, but you can ease into that possibility. So, but the first couple of cars, I had to give her a kid in order to get a car. Now I just get whatever I want. So my first M3, she got Ryan, naked boy who just came in here, and I got my M3. So
nice. That's a gamble you got to be willing to take.
So now I'm at the point where it's a business expense, and so I bought a $45,000 E36. So she didn't even know I was getting it. It just showed up.
That's your purple one, right? How many miles are on that thing?
37,000.
What? Yeah. Where did you find that?
There's a guy in Jacksonville who had it. He bought it 5 years ago for 18 and had it sitting in the garage. He put 100 miles on it.
Oh, wow.
In 5 years. It just sat there. The tires, I can't even drive it. The tires have nasty flat spots on it, and the bead isn't ready to pop. And so it's pretty darn good. The problem is those cars, whether it's good or not, a lot of stuff melts and it delaminates. And so it's still going to need quite a bit of restoration, but I have parts rolling in every day. We're going to make it really sick. And this isn't a giveaway car. I'm planning to keep it.
Nice. Oh man, that's going to be awesome. If you guys aren't subscribed to Obsessed Garage, you guys want to follow along, man, because
there's a link in the description. His channel. There's a link in the description there.
I think it's going to be really fun.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful purple too, man. That darkish purple. Is it metallic? Does it got metallic in it, or is it just?
Yeah, it's called Techno Violet Metallic. I haven't really gotten, it's all dusty. I haven't even gotten into the light out or anything on it yet, but I think it's all original paint, and it's gonna be good. We're doing everything that needs to be updated and upgraded on the car. I just got one of my door cards. Needs new door cards, and just make it really factory OEM plus fresh. It's probably I figured it's gonna cost me probably $25,000 to get it to the standard I want, and maybe a little more than that. What was that?
It's probably just for the rims.
No, they're cheaper because I'm doing BBS E87s, which is the 17th version of E88, which is a 3-piece. Their motorsport wheel. I think they're like $5,000, so they're not too bad.
Did you get them in all different offsets?
No. This one we know what to get. This one I know what to get, and so I'm only gonna have 3 sets of wheels on this car. Factory lightweight, factory wheels, and then E88s. At least I say that now, but we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see how it changes, huh?
Yeah.
Ryan, if you got a paint chip, do I wet sand it down before? If you got a paint chip, I wouldn't wet sand it like the paint before you touch it up. I would touch it up, and if you need to, wet sand it down a little bit, then polish it out.
Mm-hmm. With YouTube being led to like a younger people, how does your kids or your family take to your success on YouTube when they're out and about? I'm sure when you're out and about, your with your family's out there, they know who they are because they're on your channel, so they see them.
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, I only have 250,000 subscribers, so it's not that recognizable. But we've had my wife and kids were at Great Wolf Lodge in Atlanta, outside of Atlanta, and there's some OG people that have like an OG shirt on, and so they hung out. But it just depends. Like if I go to a car event, then the odds are much greater that we would see someone that knew. But my kid, they make fun of me because they're like, how many views did you get? And they're like, because what they're watching has 22 million. They're watching Mr. Beast, or
Blippi.
Yeah. They're watching guys that have even the goofy family vlogs that Kate watches. They have tens of millions of subscribers in some cases. So
they don't think I'm in the wrong business.
I think that my kids will. The positive is that they'll get to see a non-traditional. They've seen like a real job, and then they've seen entrepreneurship, and so I think they're going to have a leg up, and that they'll be able to see the world from a little different perspective than just an employee's child. But there's a risk there because we are pretty well off. There's a risk there. Like we moved into this house temporarily. It's a $410,000 house, and my son and daughter are like, this place sucks. People would kill for this because we were moving to a multi-million-dollar lake house that didn't pan out, and so I don't. No parent knows how to navigate this. So it was very easy for me because my mom cleaned houses and my dad was worked in a plant. And so we went with my mom to the houses that she cleaned, in the summers. And so that was it was very easy for me, I think, because I had to work for it. But my kids, we'll see. Hopefully they turn out all right, So.
So
hopefully.
How old's your son?
He's 10.
So in 8 years from now, you'll be upper 40s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do you see him possibly taking over Obsessed Garage when you want to slow things down? He can take over?
I doubt it. I don't know. We'll see, because very likely, like right now, it's a real business. We have 20 employees. We'll probably do 18 to 20 million in revenue this year. So it's it's a real business. It's a real enterprise. I think very likely that it'll be a multi-hundred employee organization. By that time, I think it'll be a couple of $100 million revenue business. I think it's a real. There's a real possibility. It's a real significant corporation that I'm on to, and so. But what I don't want is I don't want my kids to have that safety net of they're just going to come work for me if that's not what they want. And so I'm going to focus on having them chase passion, and my money's not their money, until I'm dead, and so they got to go figure out on their own. But I doubt my son. I think my daughter has a better chance, but I don't know. I would suspect not for both of them. I don't think that this would be something they'll do. Certainly, I'll have him stock and shelf. He's 15, 16, working for somebody at Obsessed Garage. If my parents are still there working, they'll work for my parents there. But I don't know. We'll see. But I suspect not. I'm okay with either way.
Yeah. No problem. There ain't no problem either way. I mean, you show them the way. I mean, you never know. If, like you said, if they're passionate about it. We took over our dad's business, auto mechanic shop, and so I've been turning wrenches since I was 7 years old. I've always been passionate about it. So I knew one day I'm gonna take over the business. You know what I mean? So I always tinkered. Whatever I had with an engine, it was coming apart and going back together. I would do it. I bought a little GoPed. I would tear the motor down once every other week, and
so there's a natural, right? That's a natural progression, right? The natural thing.
Exactly.
So Rick, I'm sad. I'm probably going to Toronto first. So to cue you guys in. So I'm a Heartland super fan. This is the weirdest thing ever. So during my whole transition out of Raymond James, and when I got fired, I was having a lot of OCD problems, and I found this show called Heartland. Heartland is shot in just outside Calgary in Alberta, and so I don't like horses. I don't like freaking animals. But for some reason, this show just made me love Canada for some reason, and I realized most of my favorite people are Canadians. I think I should probably be a Canadian. And I have one of the biggest followings I have are Canadians. And so I've had this dream to have a distribution facility in Calgary or somewhere in that area in Alberta. Plus, Alberta is pretty conservative, and which means that it's more business friendly and stuff like that. But I'm likely going to go to Toronto first. It's a little bit easier move for me to get there, and so I'm going to be bringing all the OG products to Canada. The target date we put it on paper is the 31st of March next year. So that's to have all our products in Canada, so the Canadians don't have to pay too much crap. Too much money for this too much crappy import duty.
How did the situation with you and Pan come along? How did that come about?
Pan was watching my videos early on, and he I like to think I have some part in why he started making videos. Probably thought I could do this better, and so he. Pan is a student of YouTube, and so he's very keen and very aware what's trending and what's in vogue. See, I'm the opposite. If something's trending, I want to do the opposite, right? That's why Pan has 600,000 subscribers and his channel kicks butt, and because he gives the people what they want. And that gets him in trouble, just like I get in trouble for giving the people the opposite of what they want. Where people say Pan's just bought, and he's only he likes everything, but he's created a niche. He has a place for that people want. They want to just see the basics of using a product on a car. They don't want to hear all this negativity and all this stuff. And so, in general, the average enthusiast, he's creating the exact, trimmed down, simple version that people want to see. And so, he emailed me one time, or I emailed him, or something like that. And so we've been buddies since. He's very calculating, very
precise.
Yes. Yeah. Where I believe it or not, I'm very impulsive, and I tend to leap. Like, he's very goal oriented and very specific on the things that he does, where I'm just shooting from the hip.
Yeah.
Which is the opposite of the sort of persona that people have put on me. But that's, I am very particular and very meticulous, but I also am very impulsive. Like, I bought an E36 in like a day, kind of thing.
I'm the same way. If I want something, I gotta have it. I mean, I don't care if this store has it for cheaper, but it's going to take 3 days to get it. If this store has it and it's $100 more, I'm buying it right now. I want it.
Yeah.
So we had Pat on the show once. He says he throws away about 80% of the stuff he gets, and only shows about 20% of the stuff that he keeps. On average, what percentage of stuff do you actually keep for yourself to use on your detailing?
Well, I generally don't accept things. I like to buy everything. Somebody asked about a cat. A cat is climbing the window out here. Cat's not allowed in the house. I don't. Very, very early on, there was this one company called like Royal Detail Club or something like that, and it was very early on in the channel, and probably in 2014 or early 2015, and they sent me all their stuff. And I was making the video, and I was just miserable because the stuff looked terrible. Like, I didn't want to use it. I didn't want anything to do with it. So there have been 2 times where I accepted that, and I accepted Benpack Quick Jacks, and I didn't want those either. And so very early on, I realized that getting stuff for free just stressed me out more than anything. And so occasionally, like an Art to Shine sends it unsolicited. They're probably smart to do that, but chances are I'm going to punt it in the trash. And if they send it to me, I don't have that sense of like, I need to use this right now. I need to try this out, or this sense of responsibility to give them their value. So I only like the Coach Chemi line. I wanted that, so I pursued that. And so I learned early on the only things that I would take would be things that I actually want to buy. If I don't want to buy it, then it's not going to work. It's very rarely does anyone send me something and I didn't know about or didn't already want, and I liked it. It just doesn't, And so I learned the simple formula is just only pursue things that I want. And now I just buy it. I don't ask. I don't want it for free, because then it just freaking then I owe them something. Occasionally, like AWE will send me an exhaust because I've done so much work for them. Or Dynan gives me their below wholesaling pricing because I've been friends with them for years and years, and so there's an exchange in value there. But I've never been sponsored. I thought I would head down that path at some point. But it's just, I don't want to work for anybody.
Yeah.
You can't there's no way to be unbiased. It's not possible.
There's no way. I mean,
even as much as I don't give a crap what people think, and I just say it like it is, you still can't. You gotta keep it to yourself. Where if I'm selling a product and I'm buying it from wholesale and I'm providing extreme value to that company by endorsing a product, I'm going to say what I freaking want, And like when the rag company sent me, they were so sad. Jeff was so sad. He sent me the IK foamers, and I punted it in the woods. And he thought for sure that I would love it and it would take off. And I literally punted it in the woods on the video. And he was beside me. So he was ready. He had a pallet ready for me. And I'm like, this thing sucks. I hate this thing. I threw it in the woods.
Oh, man.
On camera. Yeah.
That's terrible.
So Pan takes a lot of heat for what he's doing, but he's providing the world what they want.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's valuable.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
I can't do what he does, but I'm not the right personality for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you're on our show.
That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, Rick, I still want to convince Rick to quit being a teacher and run Obsessed Garage Calgary so that I can get a ranch. I want a ranch in
All the animals.
Yeah, I want a ranch in Alberta with no animals, just a ranch.
No horses?
Just a ranch.
No, I don't want a freaking horse. This thing stink. It flies everywhere. It stink.
He
I
likes
like watching
horses,
them on TV.
pigs, everything. They're so majestic on TV, but get them in person. Oh man.
Yeah, so I'm telling Rick, I'll buy him a red camera and I'll get him a big giant garage to play in, and he just has to ship everything. He has to ship it all out. And I'll pay him.
He has a wife. She can do it.
Now I'm planning on doing lots in Canada, so he's gonna have to manage a whole army, a whole team of packers and shippers and all that.
I think if anyone could do it, Rick could do it.
Yeah, I know.
The kids, he can handle.
When do we start? I'm just kidding. I'm on a plane, Rick.
I'm serious. I mean, we're gumming to Canada. There's no question. I've got to, and I think it's going to do really well. I think it might even rival the U.S. And then after I figure out Canada and all that tax code and how to hire international employees and things like that, then we're going to go to UK. And then I'd like to have a shipping facility in the Philippines as well, and Australia, and then possibly South Africa. So we're going to get Canada done, figured out, and then go from there to try to. And we probably need a West Coast distribution facility as well too. But I refuse to go to California, Mike. I'm just not doing it.
Oh man.
Well, hold on. He's dismissed. I was kidding.
I can't.
I mean, California's cool, but the downfall of taxes are high. It's hard to do anything here. You can barely go take a shit without having to pay taxes, use toilet paper. But it's tough. And I hear what you're saying. And I can understand why you wouldn't want to come here or run a business here, but it is tough.
Yeah, it is definitely.
Hey, and if you find that partner in Canada, you look up chromatic detailing. You want to say?
Oh yeah, those guys are cool. Yeah, I think he is my Mosmatic. I think he has one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He won't talk back.
Yeah. That's what I need. I need someone to just do what I tell them to do.
No questions. Do it.
Yeah. So the goal would be to, I thought I would build I have to build like a destination in all these different countries instead, with the power of the internet. I just need to get the product there. And so if you think about it, like I have this amazing Mosmatic gun that we've developed over the course of these years that I've been doing this. And so if you're in Canada and you want to buy it, you've got to pay double duties, double taxes, and double shipping costs. So, I bring that gun from Switzerland to the US and I'm paying for import costs to get it here. And so then if you're Canadian, you've got multiple currency exchange because you got the Swiss franc converting to dollars, and sometimes that works for and against you. And then you have the Canadian dollar converting to US dollars, and sometimes that almost always works against you if you're Canadian. And then they have to pay twice as much shipping to get the thing there. And then it takes twice as long, and then they got duties and taxes and fees and all this crap. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring the darn Mosmatic gun right to Canada, and that way there's only one import tax that I already pay in the U.S. anyway, and so that's the goal. But I'm going to have to hire Canadian residents in order to build an international business. And so you go to obsessedgarage.com, you buy the stuff, and we ship it out is going to be the goal.
So now we have a few Canadians in here now.
I'm glad I wasn't talking trash about them. Then I always say good.
Pan's here. Everybody be quiet. Pan's here. No, I'm just kidding.
Pan's cool dude. Hey, and Rad pissed off. We talking about Chris. He said pissed off chromatic. He wants to work. No, Rick is cool. Pan's in the house. Pan's cool. Hey, he could probably do all your business aspects parts of Canada, while Rick just goes out and ships.
Pan makes too much money. He's too expensive for me. I can't. I need Rick because he's a teacher. I can probably convince him. But yeah, Pan's too rich for my blood, and I can't do it.
Oh, now Chromatic's in here now. Oh my!
What? Oh, we got a battle royale.
All the Canadians are calling each other. Saying, hey, we're help wanted. Matt Moreman's hiring in Canada.
I'm telling you. Something about Canada appeals to me, other than the winter. So I would go up there for like 2 months.
That's why I like California.
Yeah.
Whenever
Florida.
We were sitting here with our shorts and tank top, still our live streams.
Yeah, I hear you, but it's a disaster there. I couldn't do it. Yeah.
I hear you.
We never locked down. We just do whatever the heck we want in Florida. It's a wild, wild west here.
Yeah. I think that's the only state that did lock down.
Yeah. It's been great. Yeah, so Canada's one of the things that I'm working on, that I'm really excited to bring things to and really learn, from a legal and tax aspect, like how do you pull something like that off? How does something like that happen
without having to go there, right?
Yeah. I mean, I will certainly visit. I'm going to have to go up there and pick the place we're going to go to, but I've been delegating a lot more than I used to in the past. I truly feel like I've morphed into. I've been very uncomfortable with the title of CEO, but I've really started to morph into an actual leader rather than a doer. Of course, I'm still in the videos and always will be. That's my passion. That's what I love doing. I love chasing products. But I don't pay my own bills anymore. I don't order product. I don't worry about inventory. I don't edit videos generally. I edited one today, but I generally don't edit anymore. I generally don't operate the camera anymore. I've had to take these aspects of things that I'm really good at, but am probably not best served doing, and had to transition away from that. And so if we go to Canada, I'm going to rely on the people that I've hired to do the job to go and do most of the work, to teach other people how to ship it the way I want it shipped, and to really, it's gotten to the point now where if you bought something and said, Matt, go ship it, like I don't know how to do that. I built it, I designed it, I crafted it, but it's gotten more complex and has transcended what I was doing. So it's that's been the real transition in my life, and it's helped me get back to center. Is that delegation is a difficult thing to do. I've been telling Pan forever he needs to start hiring some people to not just do it all on your own forever, because you're so limited. You can't scale if you're doing it yourself.
He got a camera lady.
He got a camera person now on his. He's taking baby steps. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With his new 4K setup, looking awesome. All the editing.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for YouTubers to give up that editing role, but if you sit with a person like 3 times, and if they already like your videos and they already know your personality and your style, it takes you 2 or 3 videos for them to then know your style, and then they can run with it. I was really apprehensive to give that up, but having I never drank beer before, so I like that logo there too. He's messing with me. Yeah. They say never trust a person that doesn't drink. Well, again, I wouldn't be able to handle it. I'd be
you'd be ordering stuff left and right.
I'd be an alcoholic, I'd be useless. Oh, you're saying DeSantis is the best governor. It's so funny. Florida was like the redheaded stepchild of the world, right? We're the place where alligators eat people, and Casey Anthony, and all this redneck bull crap. But Florida's turned out to be a pretty decent spot after this whole shakeup in the world.
Yeah. Hopefully, fingers crossed, things kind of get back to normal.
Yeah. So Mike, what have you done did you just sneak in and detail cars or because you were supposed to close shop? I mean, what did you do?
No, I've been a building inspector for over 15 years here in California.
Yeah.
And then about 5 years ago, I got hit by a bus and almost died. But since then, I had to slow down on inspections, being an inspector, because it's hard for me to maneuver around a lot because my body got jacked up in that incident.
Sure.
But by myself, just the movements I can do around a car, I find that my body can at least move. Instead of just sitting here being a bum, playing video games and drinking beer all day, I can go do that, which it's still gonna hurt myself, but it's relaxing the body at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So I always find myself, I've always liked having my own clean car. I've always cleaned my wife's car. I clean my neighbor's cars. I've always done them cars. And my wife had talked me into doing it as a business, but on the side. Mm-hmm. So I do have a business license part of it. I do have a business license. I do run my business of it, but I only do it on the weekends as a side business.
Okay.
Basically, at the same time, I just can't sit either, because my mind still goes 100 miles an hour. I think about everything, I can't sit down and relax. I don't even know if I could even go on vacation, because it'd be tough, waking up in the morning and have nothing to do. I'd go crazy, I think my wife would probably want to leave. She'd want to go home. But it's like so therapeutic to just sit out here, have a camera. I can post up a couple cameras. I can do my thing, and I just do it right here. And then my wife she'll come out. Hey, breakfast is ready. And I'm like, off I go. Eat my breakfast. I come back out. I can still do my thing. And I don't really have a timetable of when to get shit done. I just tell them I'll have it done by the end of the day. Usually I got to tell them I'm live streaming at 6, so I'll have it done by 5. That's what I tell them, So I've been doing YouTube and the business part of it since the beginning of 2020. When January 1st came around, everything started for me as a legitimate business and doing YouTube and all that stuff. Before that, it was always under the table. Hey, you did my neighbor's car. Can you do my car? And I'd be like, I don't give a fuck. Give me something to do.
Yeah, I can relate. Like, I can't tell you last time. I've never been on vacation. I don't think any vacation I've ever gone on was like a dual purpose,
Yeah.
I really seriously would think it's tough for me to go on vacation because I just can't rest my head.
Yeah, I just send my family wherever they want to go. They go on vacation like 8 times a year, and I might show up once or twice. I promised that I would go somewhere this year, that we would go somewhere, and I'm gonna have to go somewhere fancy that's comfortable for me.
Yeah.
But I promised I'd go somewhere. But yeah, vacation. So it's funny. I had this conversation with a friend of mine who is thinking about creating content and creating a brand. He's in the PDR space, and he is like next level, and really has the talent to be on camera. And so we've been talking a lot about how we would do that, and I didn't realize. Because I don't view what I do as a job, right? I would do it for free. I was doing it for free for a number of years. And you don't realize how much energy goes into, I mean, shoot, we're doing this at, on a Saturday at, 11 p.m. my time, but you're editing, you're videoing, you're detailing, you're working your job, you're doing all this stuff. It's something that you can't do unless you love it,
Yeah.
And you have to have that. I think you have to have a little bit of that innate. I can't go on vacation, that like I don't do well with vacation in order to make something like this some sense of success.
Yeah.
I don't do well with other people. I got my family. I got my circle of family. I can handle. Get people outside that circle, it'll be it's tough. Especially like, if I go to a job site as a building inspector, people hate you. So they want to talk to you like you're a piece of shit because the superintendent thinks they're right about everything, and you come in and tell them, "No, you did this. We're gonna they gotta tear something down, do it again." So I'm just used to hearing that crap all day, and I don't want to hear that because that's all I hear. This blah 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 blah, and I can only hear a sentence from whoever's in my circle. That's all I hear. Anything outside that circle is blah blah to me.
Am I outside your circle, Mike?
Huh?
Am I outside the circle?
No,
I'm just kidding.
And you. That's why I can understand Matt too. It makes I can comprehend the things he says because it makes sense.
Yeah, I just like the coolest thing I found that making YouTube channel, then inviting people in to do things with me, is that when you get people together that have a shared passion, like there's like this natural camaraderie, there's like this natural discussion that happens, and it's not effort. But I find that if I went on vacation with some regular people, I'm miserable, because I don't have anything to talk about, or even really go on vacation with my family. I don't want to do that. Not my immediate family, but like, my wife's, all my relatives on their side and my side. I'm not interested in that. But like I posted a few things where I had people come here, and it was like magic, where you get a bunch of obsessed people together, and you don't have to take care of them. They take care of each other. They have things to talk about. So I think I just need to create a vacation and accidentally, this is what I need to do. This is a good idea. So I'll promote it on Obsessed Garage and have like a bunch of Obsessed Garage people show up at like, I don't know, somewhere like the Greenbrier in West Virginia, and it'll be all Obsessed Garage people, but Michelle won't even know. She'll think we're going on a family vacation. We don't have a bunch of cool people to hang out with.
Perfect.
That's a genius idea. Make a Obsessed Garage vacation.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do.
We're going on. So we got 2 weeks from now. Me and the old ball and chain. It's been 7 years since we've got to do anything alone, like go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And we're finally getting 2 nights. And I'm like, I got to detail that following weekend. Crap.
Yeah. I think we're going to do it. Obsessed vacation. We're going to do that.
So for Obsessed Garage, what's coming in 2021 that we do not know about yet?
I'm pretty open book. I'm working a lot on lighting right now. So I just got approved to be a Cree lighting dealer. Mm-hmm. And Cree is a commercial line generally only, and so they didn't believe that anybody would want commercial grade lights for their garage. Well, I would argue this is the perfect place for commercial grade lights, and so I'm digging very deeply into their product line so that we can provide the world a solution without having to go through some lighting contractor or manufacturer on the commercial side. So I do want to go to Canada. You guys just won't let me in. Right? Can I go to Canada? I don't think I can. I'm not going there and sitting in a room for freaking 15 days. And I'm not getting some vaccine crap. I'm not wearing a mask every second. So I'm not going. Can't go.
I know that they say like if you go anywhere like that, you have to like quarantine in the hotel for 14 days before you go out. It's like, my vacation is only for 4 days.
Right. How am I going to do that? Yeah.
How is that possible? You guys going to pay me?
Yeah. So you can't go unless I guess if it is for business, but I don't want to be miserable walking around with some freaking mask on my face the whole time. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, only Florida doesn't do that, huh?
Yeah, we don't do that. I've worn a mask like 10 times total.
What?
Like total.
Wow.
Yeah, it's awesome. Now, I don't go many places either. I mean, because you don't want to go. But yeah, we don't. I mean, it's for everybody's outside. It's Florida. What do you need to wear a freaking mask for?
Yeah, I know, right?
You go to a restaurant, you're sitting there, everybody has their mask off. It's like the most ridiculous thing. I got to wear a mask to walk to my table. I got to wear a mask to sit. It's freaking stupid.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm not opposed to it. I'm just saying I haven't had to do it, and I don't want to do it because it's super uncomfortable and super annoying. So anyway, yeah, Canada, I don't want to have to freaking mask up everywhere I go. So I just stay home and not wear a mask. Better.
Yeah, definitely.
So you plan on staying there long? Because I know that was kind of a temporary place where you're at now. Do you plan on going somewhere else?
I mean, I'm going to stay in this town, but I don't know about this house. I'm really digging having the simplicity of a house that I own. I don't owe anybody on it. It's not some aspirational thing. The lake house was going to be not sure. What's going on there? There's a race out there in front of your.
I guess so. 3 Chargers going by. They don't want no smoke. Let me open the garage.
I think Ryan, beginning of the stream, was asking something about. Let me see if I can go back and even find it. Something about your racing something. Let me see if I can even find it. Just said, go ask him about. Do you like a lot of racing stuff?
Generally not. No. I mean, I'm not. I thought my life was headed toward when I was in my early 30s. I thought the goal was to be that weekend racer, the weekend. And I thought I was going to get into like F1 and SCCA and, go to Daytona, Rolex and all that stuff. And I went, the first time I went, I took my E92 M3 and I hated it. It just felt like I got punched in the stomach. Just miserable. It's like too much going on, and you point by, and how do you get past this part? It's just horrible. I hated the violence of it, and so I went back again and again, and then I finally realized I'm like, I hate this. I'm not doing this, and so it's just I live my life on an 8 out of 10, just sitting here from an adrenaline scale, and so racing is just something I've never really gotten into at all. And I take a lot of heat for that, having all these, these track cars. They're not freaking track cars. They're built for the street. It's got a license plate on it. Yeah. And why not drive the best car around on the street? So I just accepted that early on in my early 30s and said, you know what? I don't like this. Why am I forcing myself to do it? I'm not going to be a weekend racer. So, it's not my thing.
That Tesla goes 0 to 60 pretty fast though, huh?
Yeah, it's interesting because I have all these other cars that are reasonably fast, and it's certainly faster off the line, but it falls on its face pretty quickly. It has that all that torque down low, but it runs out of juice at around 70 miles an hour. It feels like a poorly turboed car with too much torque down low, and it falls on its face up top.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it's fast and it handles really well. That was the surprising part was how tight it feels. It feels like the suspension is really great on the Model 3 Performance. It's really pretty decent.
I grew up. I shouldn't say street racing, but I grew up racing. I just love to go fast, man. I put my first car every freaking paycheck. I probably have 3 houses right now if I didn't dump all my money into my freaking car. But man, did I love it! And unfortunately,
I totally get it, and I'm a little jealous of the lack of desire to do it. It's like I wanted to do it. I want to be like that track. I want to have like driving skills, and I just don't. It's just not for me.
Yeah. I never got into like circuit racing. I was more of just
straight line.
Quarter mile. I just want to go as fast as I can in that quarter mile, and I want to beat this guy. And out here, it's hard though. Like we can't mod our cars because it's freaking California. You know what I mean? It's like they're trying to crack down on all of us, and I'm like,
back to Florida again. No, there's no register. You register your car, but there's no inspection.
Yeah, we have inspection out here. They're pulling people over, giving them $1,000 fines, and sending them to the state ref, to where they have to get their car fully inspected by the referee. And if it's not, if every little hose isn't factory, then your car can potentially be crushed. You know, it's like, what?
Freaking nonsense.
My car's running E85, and it probably burns cleaner than half these shit boxes. Oh, excuse my language, but half these little turd boxes out on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you need, if you have if you have side mirrors and a windshield, you're good.
Oh man,
So I should be.
I'm getting my car registered there.
Yeah. Pants checking out. He's going to bed. He's got to go to bed.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
He's very goal oriented. I guarantee he's got a goal for tomorrow. He's got a very specific thing he's got to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
To the T.
So you really don't have a routine, do you, Matt?
No. I mean, I want to get in shape someday again, but so I'm generally pretty regimented about going to the gym. But but other than that, I like to be free to, and I have been very regimented in my life and very routine based in my life for most of it. But the last few years, I realized that I'm at my best when I'm just doing me, feeling it. Whenever I feel inspiration, I'll chase something. Like if I feel inspired to wash a car, I'll wash it and I'll do a better job at it and all of that. And so I stopped putting these ridiculous rules on myself. So
Nice.
So it's not my fault that I'm this chubby. I'm on freaking meds that makes me this chubby.
Hey, same here.
All I want to do is sleep and eat. But
I'm on happy pills too.
Go back to 2014 videos. Go back to 2014 that I ate that guy. But yeah, I need to do it. And so that is the one routine that I need to hold on to. But the videos and like Bryce is my head of media, and he's always wanting to put a schedule on me. I'm like, I don't want a schedule. I want you guys to be on the ready when I'm ready, and feeling inspired. And so that's what I spend most of my time focused on. There's a lot of OG people in here. I don't know what he's talking about. I probably ignored him when he told me something about lighting expertise.
Matt, I can't.
Matt's always telling me stuff to do, and I ignore half of them. So,
Matt, I can't highlight comments. That's on Mike's end because he's hosting the live.
I'm hosting the live tonight, Matty.
Yeah. This software is pretty sweet. The thing that the back end that we're on here, the live streamers.
Yeah, it's called StreamYard. There's nothing to download. It's super easy to set up. It's super easy to get someone live to come on. It's just super easy to use.
Yeah, we use Open Broadcast, OBS, Open Broadcast Source, but doing that live is not really practical. So so it's creating a stream key and then pulling all of us in together. It's pretty awesome. I like it.
Yeah, and you can do up to, like on the free version, you can do up to 6 people.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. That's cool. I'm going to get this. I don't really do interviews much anymore. I kind of host my own show. I realized that it's just the interview part I just wasn't too into, because sometimes you guys don't notice, sometimes you get someone who, is a dead fish, and it's like you're trying to yank it out of them.
Yeah.
So I lose interest too quickly. I realize I'm not the best interviewer, so I stopped.
I
end up talking as long as I'm talking about myself. I'm not talking about the diet I'm on right now. I'm going to stop talking about that because everyone I quit on, and I get all these people doing it with me, and then I quit. What I'm going to do is I'm just doing something, and if it works, I'll let you know what I did. That's going to be what I do from now on.
What's your favorite drip wash? Fireball 76 would like to know.
Yeah, the Decon soap that I have is the Obsessed Garage version of it is my favorite.
Yeah.
Rick, I don't need another star. I need some. I'm the star. So I can't have another star competing with me. I need him to be a troll in the background, doing all the delivery of all these things I'm promising.
Quality control, Rick.
Yeah, he'd have to sign an NDA where he's not allowed to make any videos because I wouldn't want him to do a better job than I'm doing. So
some of his videos deserve like an Oscar. Some of them, not all. Some of them. Chromatic gets all the Oscars, but
absolutely.
He makes some.
I know. I told him. I said he's got to side hustle this man. Keep going. I said he needs to make more videos, and
Rick's falling behind on videos. He owes us a couple of videos. He's falling behind.
Yeah, he has a job.
Matt, do you have any Obsessed Garage banners on the site?
I do, yeah.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to add one to the collection, man. I got a couple holes in the back. I ain't fixing them. I'm buying banners.
It was not I didn't want them, but yeah, we have them. They're nice. They're really nice ones too. So
are they? Did they come double stitched, like double reinforced, like this one did?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Although I don't send mine out for free.
Hey,
I'm
he paid for it, so it wasn't free to him.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. He's sending them out to you for free. That's not a smart business move, Rick. You've got to remember what I talk about all the time. I say if you give somebody something for free, chances are they didn't want it. They won't value it, and they'd be this would be the first thing you throw away.
If I had a free Obsessed Garage banner, I would appreciate it, and that'd be hanging somewhere around here saying, "This guy's giving away a Civic. Go check out his thing. Link in the description."
Your banners count toward the Civic giveaway, so you get on there, you might win it.
Hey, Sandro does make great videos, Functional Doc.
Yeah. I just think about every time I used to buy a box from Adams, and I'd get we get some mints, and I'd get a bunch of stickers, and the first thing I do is punt those in the trash. I don't want to eat the mints because I'm afraid someone laced it with cyanide or something. and so it's like they're spending all this money on stuff that you're wasting. I don't want stickers.
The last thing I remember is I got some stickers and mints, and I ate a mint, and now I'm in the hospital. I don't understand what happened.
Yeah. People don't buy free stuff. Yeah, we've got a Honda banner that I didn't do a very good job. I did an off-the-cuff video where I was talking about all the giveaway items, and I let the young guys, the young media guys, create a bunch of different giveaway things because a lot of young people will be wanting it, and so they made a bunch of products that I thought were stupid, and so here I am. I'm like, yeah, freaking air freshener. Someone put the air freshener in my car, like the Obsessed Garage air freshener, like on my mirror to mess with me. I threw it out in the parking lot. They were so pumped to see it like in the parking lot. We've sold thousands of these air fresheners that I think is the stupidest thing in the world. And I didn't even realize it, but I'm making this video. I'm like, what is this? We have this weird Civic Japanese banner. What the heck is this thing? Who would want this? And then I find out we sold like 500 of them or something crazy. I'm like,
you're like, oh, well.
And they're like, should we cut this out? I'm like, absolutely not. Keep that in the video for sure.
Yeah.
So Big Reg wants to know what's your top 3 products when you detail a car. What's the first 3 that you go to?
GSF soap. If we're just doing detailing products, I certainly want to have the CSL Exo, coating. And then I've got to have Sonax Perfect Finish as well.
That stuff wipes off. Like, how do they do it? I don't understand. The wipe off is incredible with Sonax perfect for
Yeah, a lot of the Coach Chemic products are their compounds are wipe off like that too, really nice and smooth. Instead of it's not like trying to wipe off the M100 you've been working with for 2 minutes straight.
Yeah,
but yeah, that is smooth as butter. But it has fillers, man. Freaking
You don't like fillers?
Yeah, that's what everybody tells me. I like fillers. I want to fill it
That's
up.
less work. That's less work I got to do, right?
Yeah, fill it up. Go for it. Yeah. Do it. So where's Chromatic? He's in Toronto.
He's in Canada. He won't work because he won't talk to us.
We'll have to do some collab. Yeah, he's not on camera, right? It's only
he's an ASMR type person.
Yeah. So he doesn't show his face. Kind of like Auto Fanatic.
Show his face. He just doesn't talk.
Oh God! Like Auto Fanatic's never been on camera.
Yeah, but if you go back to like when he first started YouTube, he talked a lot.
Oh yeah.
Now you can't get a word out of him. But his videos between then and now have surpassed, expectations of a lot of things because he makes phenomenal videos.
Were you gonna say surpassed? You weren't gonna say surpassed Rick, were you?
I didn't want to say that because he's in the party to the
It's funny. I think both of those guys are using like some, basic like Sony, whatever basic cameras. We're shooting on a freaking Red and C200s, and we're just doing stream of consciousness live stuff on we were literally shooting on a Red Komodo. It's like a $65,000 camera, and just to do my regular goofy stuff. So the place I'm looking at in Toronto is Mississauga or something like that. It's called. It's in the southeast side of Toronto, right on the lake. Where all the corporate stuff is down there is where we're looking. Missy. I probably should learn how to pronounce the darn city's name. He knows what I'm talking about.
But Clifford, if you're asking about the stream solutions, we talked about that earlier when you were tucking the kids goodnight. We're gonna try to hook them up with Aaron.
It's so funny that I got your text. I'll call him. We'll see how committed he is. I'll text him on Sunday. We'll see if he's committed.
He might be. I would imagine it could work.
Yeah. Well, my brother-in-law will be so happy. Miss
Saga,
yeah.
Miss.
I'll get it. I'm good at pronunciation eventually.
So if you need an editor over there while Rick's making the video on camera, making the videos, maybe Chromatic can edit the videos.
Yeah, but doesn't he like detail for a living? Doesn't he have like a job?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how are you going to do that?
Work for the Obsessed Garage Empire over there in Toronto.
I just need to find out how much they make, and then I'll pay more than that, and they come work for me. But they're not allowed to make any videos, and they're not allowed to be stars.
Under my conditions, guys.
It'd be easy for Rick because he's a teacher. Teachers don't make much.
I don't know. He's in Canada though. Everybody makes a lot of money in Canada.
Yeah, he said he made $80,000 as a teacher.
He told you that, or he just put that right now?
No, he had it here in the stream earlier. I seen it in the comment earlier. Said he made $80,000 as a teacher. I seen it pop up.
I told him. I said, I bet you, if he does this for me, I could probably, he'd probably be making up a couple $100,000 in a couple of years. Running the operation in Canada for me. It'd be sweet. He's just not allowed to make any videos.
No videos, no star. You got to sit back burner.
And he's only allowed to use the products that I tell him to use. Yeah.
We see how that goes. That's Chromatic working for you because he's got to continue making videos.
Or if you're using video, if you're using other stuff, you just can't. No one's allowed to know.
Got it.
You got to keep it on the DL.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That is pretty funny. Got some
80,000 Canadian is like 5,000 US. Oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
Well,
Yeah,
at 2 hours and 20 minutes, I'm sure it's getting late for you over there.
Yeah.
40 people
Yeah.
still staying strong. That's about what we've been doing all night. Is 40 strong.
Somebody's tapping on a window. What are they doing?
What the
I'm
heck?
sitting in front of the window here and they're tapping on it. I can't see them.
Think a scary movie. Don't go out there.
That's Michelle giving me reading me the write-up. No drones. We don't do any drone footage. It's stupid.
I need a little bit of that backward. Oh, Rick, you'd be proud of me, man. I figured out how to reverse the soap bubbles going up. Reverse foam. I figured it out.
Now, the one thing I do like about Rick's videos, I have no idea. Don't ask me why. He makes his soap flow backwards in his videos. It's freaking awesome. I don't know why. That's the part I love the most about his videos. It's the backward soap.
I can show you. Real cheap.
Yeah.
Well,
Premiere.
I appreciate you, Matt, for coming on, telling us about everything about Obsessed Garage and everything else.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's fun. I appreciate it.
There's a link to obsessedgarage.com and the link in the description. If you buy something from his website, you get entered into his drawing of his Civic that he's giving away. It's only worth a couple $100, I guess, in Canada. Worth $120,000 in the United States. It's a pretty cool night. Thanks, Matt.
Definitely.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool night.
We have to do it again one day.
Hey, I'm in. Just tell me when, and I'll be there. Just text me
sure.
beforehand. Otherwise, I totally would have forgotten if you didn't call.
I know. Hey, well, because your email told me to call you the day of, so that's what I did. I was like, I went in there, left you the voicemail.
Yeah, that was perfect. Then I set my alarm. Otherwise, I would have totally missed it, totally blowing you off. So yeah, it's good. This is the new willy-nilly me. I don't do appointments generally, and so it's It's glad you did that.
Totally spontaneous, huh?
Yeah. Well,
all right, bro. Have a good night. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Take care, Matt. Have a good one, brother.
I'm going to end this stream. It's going to take us backstage where we'll be silent after that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end this real quick.